Business etiquette can make or break your executive closing agent business. Do you want to know the top 5 business etiquette tips? Well, stay tuned to learn more. Hi, Agentistas. I'm Erica Beauvais. I'm an executive closing agent and a real estate broker here in Chicago. And this new video is to discuss 5 business etiquette tips that you need to incorporate in your day-to-day interaction and communication with executives. This is critical in order to gain them as a client and maintain them. So I'm just going to describe 5 top etiquettes that you really need to incorporate in your day-to-day manner and the way you conduct your business. So the top tip number 1 that you need to have as far as etiquette is you need to pay attention to names. And I am guilty of this. I have a hard time sometimes mispronouncing names, as my first couple of videos showed you. But I noticed that as long as you course correct yourself, they typically don't have a problem, meaning the person that you're talking to, an executive, a prospect, anyone in the business. Usually if I have a problem pronouncing a name, I'll ask them first, how do you pronounce your name? And then they'll tell me, and then I'll practice it in my head. Sometimes I would have to practice the name again over and over in my head, and sometimes go out of the room and practice it. But once I practice it a couple of times, I usually nail it. But I'm guilty of that as well. So you're not the only one. But getting their names correct, not calling them by nickname, by just, respecting who they are and how they want to be addressed is key. Some people have nicknames or they use their middle name, and that's fine too. Just ask them, how do you want for me to, address you? Is it okay for me to use your name or nickname? So I noticed that that's pretty much, respected in the industry or just in general doing business. Tip number 2 is to greet everyone. So no matter if you're talking to the receptionist on the phone, or if you're talking to their colleague or their peer, just greet them with a level of respect that you would want to be greeted as. So greet everyone that you come in contact with them, because you never know, because if you handle a call incorrectly or an email, you're not putting their name. Again, I teach this in the Book Solid System course, to personalize your emails, to personalize your communication out to your prospects or the contacts that I provide to you in the course, and to secure them as a direct client. And the more personalized you can make it with the level of professionalism, the better it will be for you. So to secure them as a client. So that's critical in order to, have that level of mutual respect back from them as well. Also, I would say proofread all emails for grammar. That is so key. I'm just making sure I don't miss any notes and typos, because I noticed that I have to go over emails and anything that I send, as far as even a text, as simple as a text, because you don't want to miss key names. And it's so easy just to, talking to your phone. I have to pull up a dictionary on my cell phone. I'll pull it up before I finish an email. And then I'll read the email 3, 4, 5 times, at least 5 times before I send it out. That's critical. Just sometimes you might have to take a break. I usually take breaks, so before I send out something important like that, even if it's a text, I will take 2 or 3 minute break and just sit there to make sure I answered the questions correctly, or, addressed everything directly, and communicated everything that I needed to communicate in the communication to the prospect, to the client, to your direct client. So I would definitely do that. Also, be polite and professional in all forms of communication. And it goes back to calling out their name with the level of respect that they want to be addressed. So that's key. So no matter what you have face-to-face, phone, or email, everything needs to be done in a professional way. It's really just self-explanatory, but I just wanted to bring this to everyone's attention. And the fifth let me go piggyback on the fourth tip. When I say be polite and professional as well, don't include in your communication, please contact me back ASAP. Please contact me back immediately. When you do things like that, that sounds very disrespectful. Please do not include that in communication. Because if someone sent me that information, I would not refer that person to a direct client, put it like that. Because if they were willing to say that to me, okay, even a peer in the industry, call me back ASAP, call me back immediately. You do not talk to even business associates like that. So you have to be really careful talking to a prospect or a potential client or a direct client like that. Be very careful. That level of disrespect is just not good in the industry at all, in any industry. Also be mindful of the clients or of the contact's time. Like if you're pitching your business to them over the phone and you say, well, can I get 5 minutes of your time? Look at the time. You keep track of the time. Don't let them keep track of it. You keep track of it and say, oh, it's about 5 minutes right now. I just didn't want to take up more of your time. Would you be willing to talk, in length a little bit later, So follow up with them to see if they are willing to talk and have a further negotiations and communication with you. Look at the time yourself, monitor your communication with them. People are busy. You should not keep someone on the phone, honestly, for no more than 5 to 15 minutes, not unless it's a scheduled telephone call, a conference call that you have scheduled and planned with them ahead of time. So you're taking an hour out of your day as a set meeting with them. But to be on the phone with anyone more than, honestly, 15 minutes, that's a no-go. Do not take up anyone's time. You need to keep track of the time. So as you are counting down and you see that time is 15 minutes, you stop and say, oh, I know it's 15 minutes now. I did not want to hold you up from anything else that you had to, attend to for today, for this morning, for this afternoon. But I would love to continue the discussion. Anytime you're available, would you like to schedule a meeting? That's how you handle that. Do not waste anyone's time. So that is critical. And I'm seeing a lot of people do that, and especially to me. And in my opinion, if you do that to me, you'll do that to one of my direct clients, and that's a no-go. So please do not do that at all. Also, the fifth tip, always be on time and respect, which goes into my last tip. So I guess I jumped ahead of myself. Always be on time and respect your client's time, respect your contact's time. So whether you have to arrive early and you're sitting on the phone, waiting for them to join a meeting, whether you're scheduled for a face-to-face meeting, respect their time. If you're running late, give them a call to let them know that you're running late. If they're running late, you got to remember, they're the client. You want to secure them as the client. If they're running late, give them time to arrive at the meeting. Do not completely go, get a little frazzled because they're arriving a couple of minutes late. Be understanding of their time, but remember, they're the client. That's the client that you want to secure. So you got to have patience with them too. But you, on the other hand, you got to be on point. And I want you on point so that you can secure their business. So they can be a couple of minutes late, but you can't. So always remember that, you know, it's always going to be in their favor more so than in your favor. You are trying to secure their business. So you have to be even more uphold certain ethical, you know, standards and etiquette standards, and being polite, and being able to let them know, give them plenty of head time and lead time if you're running late, etc. So these are my top 5 tips. I will have all of this information in the course. Everything's going to be updated and detailed in the course. If you would like additional tips, you can always go to agentista.com, sign up for the Book Solid System course. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. So at the 1,000 subscriber mark, as well as once I get there, and once I get to 1,000, I'm sorry, an additional 100 agents in the course, then I will reveal my big news that I've been working on now for months and months and months. So if you would please like this video and tell others about the course and what I have to offer. If you're also interested in the course, please sign up now, because it's only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And I would like you to join now so that, you know, as it starts to move even forward quickly, then at least you're kind of ahead of the ball game, because I'm going to be adding more content to the course. It's going to get intense real fast. So it's better actually for you to join now than to wait later. So with that being said, I hope you have a happy closing, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.